A model debuting in Medarot 9 with a very unconventional design in a place you could find it probably the easiest and most guaranteed. The trash. It is GRA04 Beast Duster, with a kit of press, laser, missile, multi-legs, and the leg ability of barrier, which grants the guard boost effect to self when charging Metaforce. Now, as a model that's been in the game since the very launch, very likely if you've been playing any longer than say 6 months, you probably have seen this set at least more than once whenever drawing from the friend point gacha. But all the same, it is a rather strange model, in the sense that as weird as it looks, it can be deceivingly powerful if used correctly. Press is a gravity attribute skill that, when activated, has a success modifier relative to Metaforce, but is also very good for one other thing as a gravity skill: Heavy Punish. Granted, that means that if the foe is using 2 or more heavy parts, you'll be dealing even more damage than normal, whereas say if they're using 1 or none, not as much damage to be seen. Right Arm of Laser is an optic attribute skill, which means it'll get a times 1.5 damage bonus at a 30% Metaforce charge, and a times 2 bonus while at 100% charge. And then Missile, its left arm, is a gunpowder-based skill, meaning it is an explosive AoE and will spread load its damage across all active parts of the target. If they are fully healthy, that's 4 parts. If they are damaged, that may be 3 or 2, and so on and so forth. Now, at first glance, Beast Duster honestly follows the same exact weapon pattern that you'd see of the WEA series, such as Beastmaster or God Emperor, and so on and so forth. But one of the first glaring things you'd notice is that the arms are reversed. The second thing you will notice as well with Beast Duster is there's a lot of parts aside from the arms that are rather different about him, as if he were patched together from a damaged state, or was a used set that someone bought off of eBay. I really don't know. But while his arms and his head are honestly very good if used correctly, albeit expensive because they are 1-star parts, his legs are honestly where he falls absolutely short and no longer moves. Literally. His legs are packing probably the worst overall stats of pretty much any multi-ped leg in the game, and even if Barrier is still a moderately decent skill to use, even if early on, the biggest and most annoying glaring weakness of Beast Duster is the fact that his legs do not support any heavy parts at all, whereas his head and both arms make him triple heavy, which means he is the first and currently only Medarot in the entirety of the history of Medarot that purposely overloads his legs to the point he's not only harmless, but essentially immobile 110%. So if you are fighting Beast Duster as a pure set, the fight itself probably got about 50% easier, because you're probably going to be outrunning him 8-9 times before he even has a chance to attack once. That being said, as a pure set score, and for the first on my channel, I do have to rate Beast Duster at a flatlined 0 out of 10. There is no, if you are using Beast Duster as a full set, there is no hope whatsoever you really have of winning with him, because even if he's your main offense, even if he's fully capped out, the fact that he's triple heavy on legs that can't support any heavy legs guarantees that he's probably going to be the first to die, or even if he does make it to the line, he's probably going to be the last one there to actually do anything, and that something would not be anything worthwhile. In addition, it is also worth noting that as a pure set and being triple heavy, he himself is also massively weak to the gravity punish of an HV punish of anyone using a gravity attribute skill, which makes him very, very easy to kill, as if the immobility already made him easy enough to kill as it is. Now, as mixed parts, on the other hand, this is where he changes the game. Even if he is expensive to raise for his arms and his head, they actually are packing some pretty moderately dangerous stats if used correctly and when fully raised. So if you decide to use Beast Duster for whatever reason, I'm first of all not going to judge you for it, because his parts actually are pretty solid, but just make sure you change the legs out. The legs you're going to collect just for the sake of having them, but then after that, you are going to throw them where they belong, and that is in the trash. If you can pack him with any other multi-ped leg that can support 3 heavy parts, Beast Duster actually will change the game massively and become more of a threat than you'd actually take him for initially.